Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing? And welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with some more Wars of Arda action. Unfortunately, I believe this is actually on a old version of the test build because I forgot to update it. But this was a battle fought on the old version, except for the fact that it's a newer version than what my last Wars of Arda video was on. But it's not the most up-to-date test build. It's probably the right thing to say. That's probably what I meant to say. So this is simply a game against the AI. Hopefully we don't get another desync like we did the last time I did one of these, between the Gwathwyrim and Gundabad. But I am going as my main as Gondor, and I'm going up against one of the new factions, the Kingdom of Barazgathol. Which I think it's really quite cool. Barazgathol, they're basically the Orocarni Dwarves, I believe. So they have lots of gunpowder weapons, such as, well, guns. But these look like... These remind me of the new Chaos Dwarf Fireglaive unit from over in Warhammer 3. Not that I play Warhammer 3, but I play Warhammer 2 and I'm thinking about getting Warhammer 3. So, yeah. They remind me of that, with like the little axe parts at the end, that glaive aspect almost to them. And then sappers, of course, naftoons basically, just explosives, which, fun. But let's get into the army comps. Of course, with this patch, stuff has actually been changed around quite a fair bit. And Hallowed Knights aren't quite the meta anymore. But as Gondor, we do get a nice new unit, that being the Dunedain Militia. I wouldn't say they're very good, but they're chaff, which is something that Gondor, I'd almost say lacks, but they've got Gondor Sword Infantry. However, Gondor Sword Infantry still costs about 600. These guys cost 325, I want to say. It might be 300, but I'm not quite sure. It's been a little while since I played, and again, this replay is about a month old, so yeah. So we've got the Dunedain Militia. These guys, new unit, just cheap. Lots of men in the unit, 225. Not very good, but I believe I gave them the weapon upgrade. I can't quite remember, but they might have been given the weapon upgrade, I'm not sure. But again, these guys, I mainly brought them to just tank the marksman and sapper ammo so that my more elite units can actually do the work. These guys, they're not going to get anything done in melee against dwarves, let's be honest. But at least they can soak up the ammo. In behind them, we've got the Wardens of Minas Ithil. Now, these guys have changed since you last saw them. They're no longer a bodyguard tier unit, but they're a very elite swordmaster / archer unit with 103 men now, as opposed to 64 of a bodyguard unit. But they have lost that second hit point to counteract that. But these, I would say, they're still a very effective unit to bring you to that hybrid nature. In behind these, we've got the staple of any Gondor army, the Gondor Sword Infantry. Haven't brought any Gondor Spearmen today, but we've got the Swordsmen. These guys hiding in their massively Gondorian plate armor. Again, I've been over how much I really love these helmets, but they're just so good. I feel like they definitely feel more Numenorian. But that's what Bilbo's going for, I'm assuming, with this Gondor. Because it's far closer to the second age than it's far closer to the second age than third age Reforged is. So they're obviously going to have different armor, etc. Then we've got Pelargir Marines on the flanks, 2 units of them. Just Javies and then AP and melee, not bad units in melee. I think they have better stats than Gondor Sword Infantry in melee, ironically. But yeah, these guys, they're going to be very, very useful. Then I've brought 3 units of Blackroot Vale Archers. Now, as some of you will know, unfortunately Athelian Rangers have been removed from Gondor's roster. But at least they've still got Blackroot Vale Archers. They can hide just naturally. They've got poison arrows, which is something the Rangers don't have, albeit their arrows are slightly less damaging than the Rangers, of course. But they also have the fact they're better in melee than Rangers to back it up, so due to the fact they're Swordmasters. So normally, in the old patch, I'd have taken 2 of each, but since this isn't the old patch, I've just taken 3 Blackroot Vale Archers. In behind these lads, I've got 2 units of Fountain Guard of Nimloth. These guys, they're fairly close to the back because I don't want them getting targeted down by sappers and muskets. But yeah, these guys are AP phalanx. I'm obviously going to bring them because why on earth wouldn't I? And now a unit that until now I probably wouldn't have brought, that unit being the Lamington Nobles. They might be AP. I think Swordmaster are AP in this actually. So if they are AP, these guys are even more useful. I've given them armor, but I'm not sure whether the wrong commons definitely are, but I'm not sure whether the spears are AP. They don't look AP to me, but they're just heavily armored. Pikes definitely are. But yeah, these guys, if they can get a charge off, they're going to get quite a few kills off the charge, and they've got a high melee attack and melee defense. However, the fact that they're lacking shields, again, I'll put them in behind so that the AI, because the AI is easily manipulated, should not shoot them. And then my general, of course, in the Royal Guard of Nimloth. I'm kind of regretting not putting him in the Wardens of Minas Ithil. But I put the general in the Royal Guard of Nimloth this game. I think I just wasn't paying attention and just forgot to switch him around. Because normally I would have put him in the Wardens of Minas Ithil. But I stuck him in the Royal Guard of Nimloth anyway. And the Royal Guard, I would say that I preferred them to Hallowed Knights. Because of the fact they've got that shield value as well as the heavy armor. And they too, multiple hit points, more men than a typical 2 hit point unit would have as well. So that's really quite key to note as well. AP phalanx, except it doesn't have a phalanx formation, it has shield wall. So these guys are just really jacked up Fountain Guard basically, with shields, 2 hit points, and only 50 less men in the unit. So yeah, I'd say even before this patch they were a must bring, but now that Hallowed Knights have had their debuff, losing I believe 25 men, or is it 23? I'm not sure how. I think they're down to 20 through 24 or 25, maybe 23. It's 23 or 25, something like that. But yeah, because they've had their numbers pretty much like halved. They've just been Thanos snapped out of existence. These guys are more important than ever, I believe. Then out on the flank, I've got 2 units of Pinneth Galen Knights. These guys are just going to loop them around, and as the infantry engages each other, these guys, they're just going to be able to charge into the sappers and gunners and just mop them up. Don't want to have to deal with guns and explosives particularly. But that's my army. Let's go on to the Dwarves. I've given them a couple units of Dwarven Commoners, just 2. These guys definitely outclass my poor Dunedain Militia. And they're AP as well, which will make them actually not do too badly against my Gondor infantry, I would have thought. I think they cost 450 or 350, one of the two. In Reforged, I know they cost 450, but I think these guys... No, these guys are 450, yeah. AP, not bad melee attack, not bad charge bonus, but their melee defense really suffering. And they have relatively low armor for a dwarf, so arrows are gonna leave a mark. Then we've got the Barascathor axes, just massive tower shields there. I mean, they're probably not even that big, it's just because it's a dwarf, they just seem much bigger. These guys are definitely AP with those wicked looking axes. I think in lore, the Orocarni dwarves were like evil dwarves, I'm not sure. I could be completely wrong there, but I think they were evil. Because they lived quite close to Mordor and like grew. Like, they're basically the Eastern Dwarves. I'm not sure if they were evil or not. I think they were, but I could be wrong. But yeah, anyway. Back to the match. These guys, they're AP. Just dwarves. Tanky, deadly, good melee combatants. Then we have the Barasgothal Spears, who are just basically these guys, but much tankier and slightly less killy. But because they're dwarves, they're still going to be quite problems. And again, if they get their hands on my cavalry's days are going to be severely numbered. Then Barasgothal Pikes, just dwarven pikes, always going to be really annoying to deal with. Not AP, thankfully, but they do have a longer range than anything I've brought, so that could rear its ugly head in the future. Then we've got 2 units of Gabriel Bazaar Marksman. Just AP and melee. They use their guns as both a shooty thing and a wacky thing. AP missiles, very deadly. Just, yeah. They're not going to be too fun to deal with. And then similar story with the Gabriel Bazaar Sappers, to be honest. They've got their AP Nafatoons that are explosive, and then they pull out wicked looking two-handed axes. So I think they're two-handed axes. Yeah, they don't have a shield, so and those are big axes. They're definitely two-handed. So they've got a lot of AP on their side. And let's not forget their bodyguard units. Barasgothal Mansion Guard. These guys 2 hit points. Less men in a unit than the typical bodyguard unit, but they are dwarves. AP, of course. Bonus first cavalry because of those wicked looking glaives. Just, they're going to be problems. All kinds of problems. They can slog their way through a lot. Note here we've got the Scale Slayers of Gabriel Bazaar. And these guys, I think they're like flamethrowers, like Greek fire. In fact, yeah, that looks like a Greek fire thrower to me. But I think that's a dragon's head on the end, just there. Which I think is quite a cool thing to add on. And oh my god, they're wearing like dragon head helmets. That's awesome. That is awesome. And yeah, they're obviously not going to be bad in melee because they're dwarves and they have shields on their backs, which does not fill with great confidence. But without further ado, let us begin. This is of course a fairly short fight. And we do actually have banners on for this because I didn't turn it off. And already you can see, that didn't look too devastating there, but as we get closer and closer, you'll see. You'll see. As more of the enemy units start firing at us, that's where you'll really start seeing the damage come in. And already we are just trying to shoot the daylights out of all of these dwarven missile units. Just trying to dish out damage, and you can see there the AI reacting by putting his soldiers into loose formation. And his pikes are taking quite a few hits as well there. I'm not aiming for the pikes just kind of got in the way. But I will take kills on dwarven pikes any day of the week. But yeah, these sappers, this is going to hurt. Just getting their Nafatoons ready. Oh, I heard something. Oh, I think that's the gunners. And yeah, there go the Nafatoons, and ouch. Yeah, just you can see all the fire and the fact that these guys have just lost half their manpower. Just yeah, it could be a bit of an issue. We managed to lure a unit of axes over. I think I end up charging them, unless they just managed to get a charge on me first. So I wasn't paying attention, which is definitely possible. Oh, no, I was not. It's the latter. I was not paying attention there. Oops. Poor Cav. And now it's just a massive meat grinder. I've managed to get my Gondor Sword Infantry in melee as well. But against Dwarves, they're not going to get much done. We've got the Sappers in melee, and there's not many of those guys left. But these marksmen, they're still active, and we can hear them releasing their gunshots now. These Scale Slayers could be an issue. And over here, we have got my Lamington Nobles just getting kind of minced by these Barrowscuffle Mansion Guard. They've got some Dunedain Militia support, but I'm not sure just how much Dunedain Militia are going to do. And then these guys, I think that was a shot. But then we're getting some nice Javies in somewhere. Are we? Hope no, we're not. No, we are not. Oh, no. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Forget what I just said. We're getting some Javies into the flanks of these Barrowscuffle Axes, which should cause them a few problems. But my Gondor Sword Infantry routes at that point, and I'm having to send my Royal Guard of Nimloth in. Because otherwise we would have massive issues. And we actually managed to get a few kills off on these Barrowscuffle Mansion Guard as they try and run away. Because when you're going up against like isolated soldiers, you can get a decent quantity of kills. And now my Royal Guard of Nimloth, of course, they're out of position. It's not going to go well for them particularly. But once they form up, they can definitely be a force to be reckoned with. You can see there, we're dropping these Barrowscuffle Mansion Guard. And we're not taking too many casualties on the Royal Guard. It's just the initial charge as we route a formation that causes the issues. But you're going to get that problem with any pike unit anyway. But yeah, now you can see these guys, they are just poking and prodding these Barrowscuffle Mansion Guard. We're just killing them, you know, fun stuff. We've managed to catch these Gabil Bazaar marksmen in melee. I have no idea if that's how you actually say it. These Scale Slayers of Gabil Bazaar are just torching some of my Pelican Marines. Those poor guys. Got Lamington Nobles just killing off some of these Barrowscuffle Axes. We've got some Barrowscuffle Spears, yay! Chasing after my cavalry, which are getting a really bad charge into these Barrowscuffle Axes. And these Barrowscuffle Spears are chasing the cavalry unit that's over here. Love to see this from the AI when it just doesn't know what to do at all. I've got some pikes moving over, so I run my cavalry away. I run my cavalry away. Trust me. I run my cavalry away here. Yes, there we go. I run my cavalry away. I decide to charge the pikes head on. Really intelligent play. Until my guys start getting flamethrowered. But then I get a charge into Scale Slayers, so putting them out of business. But these Gabil Bazaar marksmen are still firing. Ouch, we lost half our men. But it's looking quite close at this point, if I'm going to be honest with you. We've got all of my Blackroot Vale archers just shooting. These Barrowscuffle Mansion Guards still fighting on. You can see here the Royal Guard of Nimrod. They've lost 7 men fighting off Barrowscuffle Mansion Guard, who've just got destroyed. I think they just lost another man there, but that's neither here nor there. They've just annihilated a Dwarven bodyguard. The fact they're getting charged in the flank by spears is probably not going to be good for them, but what can you do? You win some, you lose some. My Pelican Marines are getting charged by Dwarven commoners. Just the poor unpaid interns there. Barrowscuffle pikes are losing. Oh, that's why. Because my nobles have flanked them. The smart cookies. There's 3 Gabriel Bazaar sappers just existing. My poor Pinner Galen knights are dying because Gabriel Bazaar marksmen just happen to... Oh, maybe they don't use their guns in melee. I was just talking out of my... I was just being an idiot. They dual wield mini axes. That's quite fun, you know. And the scale slayers, what do they use? Where are you? Yep, they're axe and shield in melee. These Barrowscuttle spears are just running away. Not running away, they're running after my... Okay, cool guy. They're running after my knights, my knighty boys, who I decide... Oh, no, they catch my knighty boys, but they don't attack them. Because it's a very interesting strategy, I must say. Just, like, doing nothing to them. And I just run my Pinnacle Knights away, like nothing ever happened. Because I noticed that my, these guys, they're not looking too healthy. So I need to get another charge in. And boy, what a big charge that was. Yep, there we go. Med 2 just... Ride to war on a pony. Ride to war on a pony. He's not on a horse, mate. What are you on about? Jesus Christ almighty. The advisor isn't the smartest egg cookie in the box, is he? Then these stupid Barrowscuttle Mansion Guard are running. I've still got 2 units of healthy Blackroot Vale archers. Just that haven't in combat, except for shooting the enemy. We're now shooting these Barrowscuttle spears in the back, which... Yep. Not too shabby. Just getting some kills. And of course, as I say that, they've gotten a grand total of 6 kills off about 3 volleys between 2 of them. So, then these... No. And there we go, victory.
Victory is ours.
Whoop-de-doo.
Let it be a salve upon our wounds.
It was an average victory because I suck at the game massively. I mean, the thing is, it wasn't even that bad. We outnumbered them and took less casualties. But if we have a look at... Yeah. Keep in mind, the Royal Guard of Nimloth, they were going up against bodyguard units. And they got outflanked. And they took 20... They ended it with 50 men left. And they got 81 kills, which... You know, you take it. And then my Dunazai militia... I have no idea how. Like, these guys, they must have been fighting, like, the cheapest unit I've ever seen. They have no right to be getting 50 kills and then 20 taken prisoner. 20 taken prisoner. They've dealt with 70 soldiers there. Which, how? I mean, these guys dealt with 30, and these guys dealt with, like, 40, 53. My Dunazai militia did way better than I ever expected them to. I mean, my units I expected to not do too badly didn't do that badly, to be honest. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. No. Oh, Jesus. The taken prisoner refers to them getting taken prisoner. I think. Yeah, these guys caught 0 prisoners, so yeah, that makes much more sense. I mean, still, it's not great, is it? 50 kills on you at Dunazai militia. I mean, you would take that any day of the week. My Lambton nobles doing pretty well for themselves, catching a decent quantity of prisoners. Pinnacle Galen Knight's doing exceptionally well because they were only in it for a couple of minutes at the end. And then Black Group Vale Archers, of course, doing God's work. Even cashed some prisoners while they were at it. Pelican Marines, yep, just doing what they had to do. As were the Wardens and Minister Field. This unit of Fountain Guards saw action, but we didn't see them see action, unfortunately. But they did well for themselves. This unit evidently didn't fight anything at all. And then the Gondor Sword Infantry done not too shabbily. But that's the battle. I should have another one covering this patch coming out fairly soon. And after that, it's on to the latest test build, because I've covered this far too late. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a dislike if you didn't. Join my server, join my Discord server, of course. So, nice community. If you have any replays you want to share with me, I'm going to leave my Discord DM in the description. And you can just send replays to me through that, or on my server, or on Reforge, anything really. I'll try and find it. Or on Wolves of Ardor even. Hopefully I'm going to do a Reforge video soon. I don't know. There's definitely going to be more Reforged when the new patch drops. But until then, there's going to only be so much. But there could be a few. But yeah, subscribe if you're new around here. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a dislike if you didn't. And thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time.